Sai Charita, Chapter 21, Bestowing Grace. The incident, how did Vinayaka Harishchandra Thakur get darshan of Sainath, is beautifully described in this chapter. One can never be able to meet a holy man till fortune smiles on him. Even if such person is must closed, a sinful person is unable to discover him. Hemant Pant shares some experience about it. There was a famous saint called Pir Maulana who was residing at Bandra. Hindu, Parsi, and learned men from other religion used to come to take his darshan. This Maulavi had a Mujava named Innas. He persuaded me to go for the Maulana's darshan. He forced me a lot. Why should I go there on account of the pressure? With some such thought, I never went for the darshan. Many years passed and I was transferred from Bandra and became attached to Shirdi for all times. In fact, the unfortunate can never reach the vicinity of the saints. With God's blessing, it is easy to get such opportunity, otherwise it is impossible. The Emperor of boundless happiness, Sai Baba, manifests at different places and controls the invisible reins of his own empire. Once a household with BA degree became a Mamlatdar. Later, he became the collector. In those days, BA was a must. During the course of time, he had to go to the Ghat, learn the survey work, and live amongst them and measure lands. Later on, after passing the exam, if a higher official in the service died, leaving his post vacant, then he would be able to get that post. There was a camp of surveyors in Vadagon near Belgaum. During his stay, this Mamlatdar went to take darshan of the holy saint, bowed his head at his feet, and got blessed by him. That holy person was holding a book called Vichar Sagar that he was reading. When they took leave, the saint spoke to a particular gentleman and said, "You may leave, but read this holy book that I am giving you. Your desires will be fulfilled. He will show you the path further and will grant you peace of mind. It will give you advice and impress upon you the knowledge of the self." After that, the Mamladar got transferred to Junnar and then later to Kalyan. There he met Chandorkar. When he heard the fame of Sai from Chandorkar, he thought to go for Sai's darshan. The chance came the very next day, but on that very day, a case was scheduled for hearing in the civil court in Thane. Therefore, he could not accompany Chandorkar. Chandorkar went alone, took darshan, and came back. Here, the case was postponed. He had also missed going along with Chandorkar, and thus he was full of regrets. He thought Chandorkar would be in Shirdi, so he immediately started, but he could not meet Chandorkar in Shirdi. He met another friend who took him for Sai's darshan. As soon as he prostrated at Sai's feet, he was overwhelmed and the tears of love flowed from his eyes. At that time, Baba said to the Mamlatdar, "The path of this place is not easy as the teachings of Kannadi Appa or even as the buffalo rides in the Ghats. There is no alternative but to put in your best efforts." He heard the significant words and was overwhelmed by emotions and realized that the words of holy men whom he had met previously had proved correct. Going towards north, he got Sai's darshan. He met a person to whom Nishchal Das has mentioned earlier. Baba told him, "Whatever Appa has told you is correct. But when you put it into practice, then only your wishes will be fulfilled." Means mere reading is a waste of time till the meaning is not experienced. Once a resident of Pune named Anantrao had developed an urge for Sai's darshan. He came to Shirdi very soon. He had learnt all the Vedas and read the original Upanishads along with the commentaries, but his mind remained always restless. Peace of mind eluded him. Patanska's eyes were rewarded after he had taken Sai's darshan. He worshipped him with ritual accuracy, and Baba asked, "All my study of the books and learning of Shastras is a waste. All this bookish knowledge is futile as long as my mind remains unsteady. But word of mouth, I have heard that by Sai's darshan all worries are removed and that you show the right direction. Therefore, give me blessings by which I may have peace of mind." Upon which Maharaj told him a humorous parable. Baba said, "Once a merchant came along, and at the time a horse passed 9 balls of stool in front of him. The merchant was very efficient. He immediately took off his wrap and spread it out, collected all the balls and tied a knot, and was able to achieve concentration of mind. Anant Rao came back and told the parable to Dada Kelkar and asked the meaning. To this, Baba said, "I too do not understand. Baba's talk is always of this kind. But I will tell you whatever I am able to understand. As he inspires me, the horse is God's grace. The 9 stool balls means Navavida Bhakti. Without devotion, one cannot have union with God. Only knowledge cannot bring union with God. Listening, singing, remembering Lord Vishnu, serving at his feet, offering prayers, bowing down before him, being humble, developing affection, and surrendering the Atma is the 9 ways of devotion. Even if one of these ways of devotion is practiced with full faith, Sri Hari, who longs for devotion, will appear in the home of the devotee." Next day, when Anantrao went to bow down before Sai's feet, he was asked, "Did you gather up all the ball of stool?" Anantrao then said, "Have mercy on this humble devotee." Then they would be collected effortlessly. Otherwise, can one gather such great object easily? Then Baba blessed him with the words, "May there be well-being." There is another story of Baba's omniscience told by Hemant Pant. Once a lawyer came to Shirdi and went to masjid. He took Sai's darshan and sat nearby listening to Sai's conversation with respect. Baba then turned his face and uttered words that were meant for the lawyer. He said, what fraud people are! They touch my feet, offer dakshina, also abuse me in hearts of heart. How queer are their ways!" Having heard this, the lawyer kept quiet. The essence of the words penetrated deep into his mind. The lawyer went to the Vada and told Dikshit about Baba's words. The lawyer's Mansif was not well and was restless. He took leave from the office and stayed in Shirdi to improve his health. While they were in the chamber of lawyer, they discussed about Munsif. Does it befit him who had risen to the status of Munsif? Thus the lawyers were criticizing the Munsif. I was also one of the participants in that discussion. So this default of mine was pointed out by Baba. It was not a scolding but a blessing in itself. I admit that Baba preached us on some unnecessarily involved in useless discussion, criticize others and pass bitter remarks. People should refrain from indulging in these bad habits. This is the proof that even if there is a distance of 100 miles, Sai is omnipresent, who knew the discussion in the lawyer's chamber. Bathura Das from Anjaval often came to Shirdi for Maharaj's darshan. In Shirdi, he stayed with a caterer named Shagun. Once, both were chattering and criticizing others, and Baba listened. Therefore, Baba taught Mathurdas a lesson. The devotee realized the omniscience of Baba. Once you esteem Sri Sai Baba, he will take care of every action of yours. He is omniscient and knows the heart of every person. Securely hidden secrets were all open to him. The goddess in your is the result of Baba's care. It is a firm it is a firm conviction that whether and whatever one does cannot remain unknown to Sai. The lawyer decided that he will not criticize others. He was thoroughly convinced that if Sai is beside him always, who can be capable of deceiving? The lawyer That lawyer is the symbol of every listeners and devotees of Sai. When the cloud when the cloud of Sai's grace showers upon us all, we will be contented. There is no doubt about it. Sri Sai knows the future miseries in the lives of his devotees. He wards them off casually, joking and laughing in the course of a light conversation. Hemant Pant surrenders to Sai and tells his intention. Baba, nothing else can please me than your darshan. I feel that I should keep your form in front of my eyes and meditate on it. You are the incarnation of pure knowledge. To achieve the goal of happiness, there is no other path for us than to be at your feet. The keen desire of your devotees is fulfilled by you at the time when you sit with your right leg crossed on the left thigh. Om Shri Sai Nathaya Namaha.